What's going on, fellow vets? Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. Woo! And we got a doozy today for you. All right. An opinion piece written by the Washington Post Editorial Board. Okay. They come out with this post here of veterans deserve support, but one benefit program deserves scrutiny. All right, I'm going to dive into this and I'm going to share my opinion on this. Okay. Now, let me first get out of the way that I really don't care which publication or which political affiliation somebody would have written this article from. Okay. If this was Fox News, I'd be putting them on blast too. Okay. It just happens to have come out here by the Washington Post. So I'm going to take you through, gang, some of the problems with our modern media, and I'm going to help challenge some of these assumptions, and I'm going to fact check it and provide the actual truths. And then I'm going to ask you to think a little bit about what they want to do, because the bottom line is they want to take your benefits. Okay. And they want to force you into a system where you have to choose whether you're going to work or not. Okay. Which I'll talk about as well. Okay. So let's dive into this. They basically start off with this idea that, hey, we owe our military veterans the greatest debt, right? Because you risk our lives to keep us free. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. And then they dive into the budget for the Department of Veterans Affairs has grown at a dramatic pace since 9/11, from roughly 45 billion in 2001 to more than 300 billion a year. Duh. Okay. When you send millions of men and women overseas to fight in wars lasting over 20 years, okay, that's what happens. All right. There's a price to be paid for going to war, and that's the ballooning of the budget. But what they do is they try to get you to start thinking about maybe some other factors that might have contributed to it. The aging of post 9/11 veterans, okay? Numerous enhancements made by Congress to the existing benefits program, okay? And a more muscular outreach by the department to alert veterans about the care and benefits offered. That's hilarious and simply false, okay? And then it goes in to talk about how Iraq and Afghanistan and post 9/11 veterans have higher disability rates compared to other veterans. Duh. Okay. Because the huge piece that the editorial board misses here, they don't talk at all about mental health. They don't even address it. They don't even bring it up as a possibility as to the reasons why veteran disability ratings and benefits are going up. We got a mental health crisis in this country. Okay. Especially among our veterans and especially among our returning veterans from 9/11. Okay. So now they go into talk about the department's budget. Okay. Half of the VA's budget goes to healthcare, half of the budget goes to disability compensation and benefits. And they make the case that this is the program. VA disability compensation benefits are the programs that should be scrutinized. Okay. That's the one that they need to take aim at. Now, this is the part of the article that's actually true that they wrote. The current VA disability rating system that we have today is largely from 1945. Okay. And it hasn't really changed much in a very long time. And of course, then they tie to the recent CBO report, okay, about how manual or physical labor in the workforce is much different today because we're a service economy and it's not necessarily the same as it was in 1945. I agree with that. Okay. But then they dive into that VA disability compensation benefits go to a veteran for their entire life, and they're paid to the veteran whether they're working or not. This is really important. Okay. So hear me on this one. I'm going to dive into this in detail. Okay. They actually then say that veterans return to the civilian workforce and are more likely to be employed than non-veterans. And then they say disabled veterans return to the workforce at nearly the same rate as veterans without disabilities. By contrast, Social Security disability payments go only to those who cannot work. Guess what? They are trying to make the implication that if you work, you shouldn't get VA disability compensation benefits. They are trying to disincentivize a veteran from being a productive member of society, from being a producer. Okay. Well, okay, what would happen? I want to just ask you this question, and a mentor of mine shares this with me all the time. Okay. Tell me how you measure me, and I'll tell you how I behave. If you measure me in illogical ways, don't apologize for illogical behavior. Okay. What does that mean? That means that you may behave illogically if you do something illogically. Okay. Well, what do you think happens with the Social Security system because benefits only go to people who can't work? How many of those people could actually work, but they choose not to work because then they wouldn't get their Social Security disability? Okay. Well, what do you think would happen to disabled veterans and the mental health crisis that we are facing among our veteran population, to include suicide rates that are unacceptable? Okay. Unacceptable, 50% higher than those who didn't wear the uniform. What if you now made a veteran or a disabled veteran make a choice? Okay. You either work and you don't get disability, or you don't work and you do get disability. Back to my quote. Tell me how you measure me, I'll tell you how I behave. You measure me in illogical ways, guess what? There's going to be illogical behavior. Well, guess what, gang? If you provide a disincentive to work, veterans are not going to work when they need to work, because guess what? A huge problem with the veteran population is we take off the uniform and we lose our sense of purpose. We don't know who we are anymore. We feel like we don't matter anymore. We need contribution toward a mission. We want to make a difference. But now they're going toward, well, you know what? Let's just have you not work if you're going to accept disability compensation payments. It's crazy. It's illogical. And it's another example of how they are trying to force upon us a system where we're dependent on the system. It's wrong. Okay. That's the connection that they're trying to make. And then they say the number of veterans receiving disability payments has risen. Duh. Millions and millions of veterans are returning from OIF and OEF. Okay. Tons of mental health issues, PTSD, depression, anxiety. Okay. Absolutely. Disability payments are going to go up. They're going to continue to go up, and they should continue to go up. Okay. And then they go, lawmakers should consider means testing disability benefits for veterans who are high earners. Well, guess what this sounds like? This sounds a lot like tax the rich. Okay. This sounds a lot like if you're a disabled veteran that has a six-figure job, maybe you shouldn't get disability compensation payments. Okay. And the other part I found that's absolutely hilarious, okay, is they actually make a statement here. We all know that the array of benefits offered by the VA plays an important role in attracting and retaining an all volunteer force. That is a flat out lie. I didn't even know what the VA was when I took the oath of office. I had absolutely no idea that there was this federal agency called the VA that provides benefits for veterans. This is absolutely false. Okay. The VA benefits play, in my opinion, zero role in attracting and retaining an all volunteer force. We don't join the military for VA benefits. That is absolute ludicrous. Okay. And then they go on again. It's the moral responsibility of Americans, okay, to align fiscal responsibility in a financial house safe and sound. That is laughable. Okay. Laughable when you think about the bloated government wasteful spending and other programs, to then somehow dump that there's this moral responsibility to safeguard VA benefits. Absolutely ridiculous. And gang, look, here's what I want you to know. I want you to know that VA Claims Insider, we will never stop fighting for your benefits. Okay. Ever. And I really don't care who comes along from any political side of the aisle, Republican, Democrat, Independent. If they try to mess with your benefits, we're going to fight for you because these are your benefits that you earned for standing up to defend freedom. And it is absolutely wrong, yet again, that they are trying to politicize veterans and VA disability benefits. And they publish an article from an editorial board, probably not any veterans or disabled veterans on that board. They probably didn't even ask a veteran or disabled veteran before they published this ludicrous article that's littered with incorrect information. Okay. But yet they're going to take this moral stance that Americans have to support veterans, but then they want to reduce your disability payments. Okay. Reduce it for high income earners in accordance with the CBO's proposal. And they want to actually make it more aligned like Social Security so that you're disincentivized to work, meaning you have an incentive not to work, which is absolutely crazy. And guess what I think would happen? You're going to have all these veterans who choose to either be in the workforce or not, if that were to happen. Okay. And a good majority of them with mental issues, physical pain. It doesn't matter that the jobs have changed to a service-based economy. The article doesn't even address mental health. Okay. It doesn't matter that I have two hands and can type at a keyboard. I'm physically able to type on a keyboard, but maybe I don't have the mental capacity to perform in that job. They don't even address that. There's zero mention of mental health in this opinion piece. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disgraceful. And I want you to know that VA Claims Insider is fighting for you and your benefits in the House and the Senate. We won't give up. Okay. And in addition, anyone who proposes to reduce your benefits, we are going to fight back and punch them in the mouth because we're going after how do we expand veteran benefits because you've earned those benefits and you deserve them for defending freedom. Talk to you soon.